So we're going to take the SR8 around a quick lap of Imola. I did this on my 4th lap out, so this should be possible during qualifying. I think there's a lot more time to find in the track, but I wanted to give a fair representation of qualifying pace. Here I did a 38.4. I think a lot more is possible, but I tried to play it a little bit safe and give a realistic lap for anybody who might not know the track yet. So let's take a quick lap and talk about it after. So here I'm braking just about at the 100. Maybe a little bit before the 100 I start bringing the brake on, but I like to use the shadows as kind of a warning, and you want to brake just about as soon as the 100 comes up on the side of your monitor, depending on what you're racing on. Here I'm pretty much using that as my marker and getting on the brakes just as I pass the marker. And here you want to try to hug the left side. You're going to compromise this corner, and it's really important to get flat out on the gas as soon as possible here to get as much exit speed out of this chicane. You want to miss all the sausage curbs. Those will unsettle your car and you'll lose time there. You can definitely use some more exit there. Here I'm braking just before the 50. And really the only point here is to get rotation into the apex of the corner. You don't need to stab the brakes. You can kind of ease onto the brakes here. And then you want to open up the entrance to the next turn and try to get the nose in as much as possible. You can take a little bit of curb, not too much. You just want to get on the gas as soon as possible and take the exit here. This is probably where you're going to find the most off tracks. So just be careful about opening up on the throttle too early before the tires are in their window. Here I'm braking at the exit road. You can maybe bring this a little bit further up toward the little white hash mark. But I would be careful about doing that unless your tires are really ready to squeal around here. I think this is a pretty safe way to take it. Here you want to get on the gas as soon as possible and take the exit here. There's plenty of room to work with. So don't feel like you need to take too much of the tarmac. You got a lot of room to work with, and the sooner you get on the gas, the more time you'll be able to take out. Into the horseshoe here, I brake at the 50. You might be able to bring that a little bit deeper, but really all you want to worry about is getting the nose into the apex so that you can slide out to the exit curb. You'll see as we move into the exit that you're kind of sliding the back wheels just a little bit, but that's exactly what you want because the camber of the track here allows for it. You can get a lot of speed out of here. Then here is where you'll probably gain or lose the most time. It's really important to take this at full speed. You'll notice that I don't even touch the brake until after I make it over this curb. In fact, I'm just trailing off the gas, not using any brake input until the car settles on the other side of the curb. That allows you to get the proper amount of rotation, and then allows you to maximize entry speed here. So you can see now that I'm on the tarmac, I can start easing on the brake. And then you're going to trail off as soon as you hit this curb. And what matters here is that you get the nose as tight into the curb as possible without touching the sausage curbs. This will end a lot of people's races. So it's important to get that rotation in, miss the sausage curbs, and then straighten the wheel out as soon as you touch the curb on the left-hand side here. As soon as you touch that curb, you want to straighten out. And be feeding it to the left on exit. Here I brake right between the 50 and 100, maybe a little closer to the 50. I think it's really just important to brake straight here. I wouldn't really worry too much about where you're braking. You can brake anywhere between there and maybe 60, but just make sure you're taking the entry nice and straight, and then hitting the apex here on a little bit of trail braking. I like to miss this curb entirely because you're going to get unsettled on the exit anyway, and I find it much more important to stay safe through this chicane than really sending it. There's going to be plenty of that during the race, but during qualifying, it's really just important to me to keep the car stable because it's going to be shaken up on the exit. See here, the car likes to unsettle on that exit curb, but as long as you get the car nice and straight, you can feed the gas early. Then here I brake right at the 100. You can take that a little bit deeper, but I like to keep it a little bit easier on the brakes and really just feed the rotation of the car instead of trying to put maximal pressure in. This is a really easy place to lock up and exit the track. So the easier you are on the brakes, the better. All that matters is that we're really feeding it into the apex and taking some curb for rotation and getting on the gas as early as possible. So we get on the gas at the apex, rotate the car into the exit curb. There's plenty of space out here to take, so make sure you're using all of it. Same thing here. I could have taken more curb here, but again, all that really matters here is that you get the nose pointed in toward that exit curb to get on the gas as soon as possible. thank you for taking a lap around Imola with me.